Hey everyone, this is Absintian, and I am doing my review of We Are Still Here. This recently started streaming on Netflix, and it follows a couple, Paul and Anne, who have moved into a house in the countryside just outside a small little town, that they're trying to recover from a very tragic loss of their son. Now, once they're there, they start noticing that there's probably something not right with the house, and even more so not right with the town itself, as they meet one of their neighbors, Dave and Maddie, who, within a few moments of meeting them, tell about some mob justice that occurred way back on previous owners of the house. That puts them on edge. They invite two of their friends on up, Jacob and May, and just to kind of help them feel more at home. And after a few very awkward moments with the town, they start learning a bit more about it, and the story continues from there into some very interesting territory. Now, the plotline starts off kind of slow, at least for the first half of it, and plays a lot off of you knowing a lot more than the characters themselves. The movie likes presenting you with what is going on when the characters are not there, and I think that's kind of a really good way of storytelling in this one. It worked very well for this because it's still a basic ghost story. A lot of the things that occurs in it you would be able to figure out really quickly if they were trying to hide it from you. And especially because they were doing it so blatantly. A lot of the characters were very upfront about what their reasonings were and what they were doing. So that was something that they couldn't really hide, so that's okay. For the first half of it, it's kind of more focusing on just looking at the somber moments of the town and the slow build of what the characters are seeing, what Paul and Anne are experiencing for the town. Then after the halfway point, all of a sudden it shoots up. It greatly intensifies into some very violent deaths and a really fun finale, which I think was really enjoyable to watch, with a lot of good practical effects, with a little mix of CG in there too, which was just enough so that it wasn't cheesy and it just enhanced what was already there. Now, the problem with the plot, though, is the characters as well. Even though the characters were actually well done for the first half of it, there was some scenes in the final section of the movie that felt like there was no reasoning for what they did. All of a sudden they were doing some actions that didn't have a reason behind them. While in the first part you kind of expected how they would act in this finale, but they twist that around, and I'm not sure if they did that effectively to make it feel like it was intentional. It felt like they were trying to do something, but they just fell flat. And that's one thing I gotta say, is that they kind of made the movie end in a very average way. It didn't really do anything amazing. I didn't feel anything special about it, and I didn't feel a lot for the characters at that point. They kind of threw away what they were creating in the initial half of the movie. We Are Still Here was still a very fun movie to watch, regardless of the inconsistency of the characters toward the end. So give it a watch next time you have a chance. I'm going to put the IMDb link down below so you can take a closer look at more of the details on it if you really like to look at the actors, directors, everything like that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.